Hello, hello. Welcome back. It has been a month, as I thought would happen last time. And I'll be honest, the last month was nothing short of brutal. I can't pretend it was anything else. My mental health declined rapidly until I got to a state where I had no desire to eat or sleep and absolutely no ability to work, no matter how hard I stared at my screen and gave myself the quiet time to do so. I basically was in complete collapse after a really rough first half of the year, which culminated in a last month of school explosion of hard, just everything being more difficult than one would hope. And what came out of that month in June is, and I don't remember how much of this I've covered in the last episode, but just in case I did not update on some of this stuff, what came out of June is we will be homeschooling my son full time in the fall. My oldest finally hit her breaking point, which was devastating, and for her and for me. And she started coming out of that sort of dark and twisty nightmare place she's been in. Um, Reparations are just barely starting with my ex, and that has been a dragged out process for the last month. And I completely shut down as far as business goes, including moving and canceling all my calls and appointments for pretty much all of July. So I was, last time I left you. At the end of June, I was quote unquote doing well on the outside. I was still taking care of the kids. I was doing laundry and dishes and so on. I was even keeping active and I had lost almost 10 pounds. I was spending time on self care, everything until the kids left to go camping the first week of July and I just broke down. It felt like a train hit me out of nowhere. I couldn't write, I couldn't plan, I couldn't sell, I couldn't show up. I had no brain power, no drive, and to be honest, I couldn't stop crying long enough to figure out what was wrong. As my therapist put it, my sympathetic nervous system was shot. For anyone who doesn't know, your parasympathetic nervous system is the rest and relax part of your nervous system, and your sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight part, as a very high level overview. So basically, I had been in survival mode for so long, I didn't know how to be out of it. And as soon as silence and free time came along, I fell apart. So, anyway, long story short, I got onto some medication. I've been rebuilding myself into functionality, whatever that is, while at the same time trying very hard not to shame myself for not being functional at all for a month. I know very well that I had every reason to fall apart, and yet I've had to be really vigilant about my subconscious self talk as a person who tends to have wildly high expectations of myself and normally the energy and drive to meet them. It feels very much to me right now like I'm starting from scratch, even though I know that I'm not. So, for this next month, I will be suspending disbelief that I'll be able to pick back up relatively quickly without rushing myself, and that it's okay if it's not as fast as I hope it will be. My goal will be one business focus, one health focus, and one self focus on top of taking care of my children. I've dropped all expectations for business beyond maintaining the ongoing calls for my mastermind and building out the simplified year publication, which is just the one that I picked, until the end of this year, or until things shift majorly for me before then. My only expectation for my health will be to walk every day with no minimum time frame and no set time of day. And my only self focus is on my mental health, with the priority being on patience with myself and very basic hygiene, nutrition, and sleep requirements. So that's where I'm at. And I will continue with updating monthly instead of weekly until there's a change, because that's what I have the capacity for right now. So I hope you're all well, and I will talk to you all next time.